Hey guys! Welcome back to another episode of Podzilla, the monster movie podcast, where we're currently watching through movies featuring big monsters that made a lot at the box office. I'm Jasha, and I'm here with my brother Mykah.
Hey.
Was that not a good opening?
That's a good opening. It's just very 180. The theme for this is box office giants.
Yeah.
Monster movies that made a lot at the box office.
Yeah.
This movie classically failed.
Yeah.
And came up real short of its goal.
Yeah. Shall we get into it? I mean, we're
No, we're not going to get into it.
No, let's get into it. I mean, you would have seen if you clicked on this episode, we are covering the classic animated film, The Iron Giant from 1999, the year of my birth.
Oh, what day was this released? Were you born on the same day as that this movie came out?
That would be crazy. That would be insane. I grew up watching it. We both did. I saw it when it re-released
so
in
close
theaters.
to home.
It's very close to home for us. But when's
When's your birthday?
June 3rd.
July 31st.
Oh, it's pretty close to the date we're
Fairly
releasing.
close.
There we go. But you're right, Mykah. This was made on a $50 million budget and made just over $30 million back. So this was a box office bomb. This was a giant flop.
Box office giant flop. Yeah, I like it. That's a better term.
But we're only covering it because with every theme we're doing on Podzilla at the moment, at the end of each theme, we put it out to our patrons to put in submissions, put in nominations for what they want to see us cover. They will vote on the movies, and then we talk about the winning ones. And last week's episode, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, and this week's episode, The Iron Giant, they both tied in first place. So we figured cover them both. And I think we have a voice message we'll get to later on from the nominator of the Iron Giant.
The lucky one.
We'll let him speak for himself.
Defend the movie. Defend its status.
But it kind of
I like
works,
it.
right?
It's going to be a
box office giant fail.
It's a known box office movie, and giants in the name.
It's about a giant, and it had a box office.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
It all fits together. This podcast is seamless. We take ourselves very seriously here.
We do. Like always, you can use the chapters in your podcasting app to skip ahead to the Iron Giant discussion. But before that, we've got something pressing and important to talk about, Mykah.
megaNEWSlon?
No, we don't.
Okay, actually, can we megaNEWSlon first?
Okay, yeah. megaNEWSlon. Okay, go for it.
Oh, I know what you were going to reference. Yeah, there's been some Godzilla news, funnily enough.
All right, yeah.
There was a statement released by some of the heads at Toho recently saying that they are busy. They are busy at work, working on -1-2.
Yes.
That's the official name, -1-2. Godzilla -1-2.
It'll be -2.
But they also announced that it sounds like they're pretty conclusively developing a sequel to Shin Godzilla, a 2016 Japan-made Godzilla movie that really stands out as a standalone movie, so different from any of the other Godzilla entries, really satirical, really scary, with a very apocalyptic version of Godzilla that we haven't really seen many iterations come close to.
This was shocking to me. I did not expect this news.
It came out of nowhere.
I love Shin Godzilla so much. I think, like, the more I have pondered on it as the years have gone by.
Which we both do. We regularly in our daily lives ponder about Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, every single day. There's moments where it's like, oh, remember Shin Godzilla?
Name one character from Shin Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Nice. Good job.
Between Shin Godzilla and Godzilla -1, both of which I absolutely adore. I love them. 5 out of 5 across the board. Both some of my favorite movies ever. I think I prefer Shin Godzilla.
I need to rewatch them both again. I've seen Shin Godzilla twice, once in theaters when it first came out. And I haven't seen -1 since theaters either.
Have you not?
No. Have you?
Yeah.
Did you end up watching the monochrome version?
I have not seen the black and white version yet. I've seen -1 3 times, I think.
3?
Yeah.
Wow.
Twice in theaters. Mykah, I am a co-host of the Podzilla podcast.
So am I.
You expect any less from me?
No, but you are someone who watches movies.
So are you. You've got couple episodes ago, like, oh, I'm free now, guys. I'm going to be watching every movie under the sun.
And I have been. I've started my journey to watch every movie on the sun.
Right.
That's the Godzilla news. I'll try to get back to you.
No, let's continue megaNEWSlon. This is news. Mykah, there has been a new podcast that has popped up. I'm sure you're aware, called the Podzilla Wrap-Up Podcast.
There have been... I was chatting to my mum about this earlier this morning. She's like, Mykah, my sons have a podcast, and other people have made a podcast about their podcast. You know how wild that is to me? I'm like, yeah, I guess that is crazy. We're now on the second generation of Podzilla.
We now have Podzilla has a son, the son of Podzilla. And it is the Podzilla Wrap-Up Podcast, hosted by two members of our community, Rich and Nick.
Oh,
they've been such awesome members of our community for years and years now. Such a pivotal part of it.
Yeah. There were whispers on the wind for a good long while about some sort of podcast, about our podcast. And little do I know, I pop up in my Discord about a week ago, a few days ago, and see this video that had been reposted from YouTube talking about Mykah's mouth noises. And that was my intro to the podcast.
And then there was quickly a second clip from the Wrap-Up Podcast talking about Mykah, if someone was in a restaurant and needed medical attention, whether or not Nurse Mykah would jump in and save the day.
Conclusively, I would.
You would?
Depends what they would.
Yeah.
If someone said, is anyone here a doctor? I would go and help.
No.
I would see what I could do.
Oh.
If someone needed open heart surgery, I wouldn't do that, but I would at least go and, I don't know, hold the instruments.
You'd tell them how to do it, right? You've got all this medical knowledge and
yeah,
you know your way around it.
We can talk a bit more. I'll let you talk a bit more about the podcast, but they also said in the episode that I give no helpful nursing advice.
Okay. Give us
the
some.
only questions you guys have asked me is how to perform surgery on a kaiju.
Okay, right
what
now.
Am I supposed to say to that?
Hey. Floor is yours. You got 5 minutes. Give us some nursing advice. Go on.
Some nursing advice?
I'll be quiet. You've got stuff to say.
What were you going to say?
You got 5.
No, that's fine. I work better when asked questions about, real life.
Let the record
cases
state
and situations.
He had a floor for it and he didn't. He was just speechless.
Yeah.
Check out the Podzilla Wrap-Up Podcast. The link is in our show notes. It was such a fun time. I think they're going to be trying to release weekly or bi-weekly, and they are covering our episodes, covering about movies. Their first episode, Rich and Nick had not even seen Jurassic World Rebirth, but they were talking about us seeing Jurassic World Rebirth, and it was so much fun. And they're just so great.
My hope is that one day someone will start listening to Podzilla through being onboarded by the Podzilla Wrap-Up Podcast.
They discover the Wrap-Up Podcast and not
before
us.
the OG. No, it's such a great time. Honestly, if you have the opportunity, we'll link them in the show notes,
link in the show notes.
Episodes. But it is just a genuinely really heartfelt and earnest podcast about two people who are super passionate about the show, but also super passionate about the community that we have. And we have come together over our shared love of monsters and kaiju and Godzilla, but I'm really proud because our community has started to become so much more than that.
Yeah, and they're pretty professional. Like Nick actually knows a lot about dinosaurs. He knows the proper names of them. Well, the only one I know is Stenonychosaurus.
I didn't hear a single mouth noise from either of them.
No mouth noises in their whole show, and it's titled "The Carrot Cut: True or False." All P fans know the carrot cut is false, doesn't exist.
They didn't talk about the carrot cut at all.
But it's just baiting at this point. They didn't talk about it because they know that it's not real. I actually had to send in a voice message for their next episode just to state that fact once and for all. Okay. So check out the Podzilla Wrap-Up Podcast. Yeah, links in the show notes. Jump into our Discord. Join the community. It is crazy and awesome.
There's a Wrap-Up Podcast little segment of us over a channel, and the day it was created, it got more traction than any of the other channels combined.
It's going to blow up. It's going to be bigger than us.
It will.
We're going to be left behind.
We're going to be left in the dust.
Nick and Rich, you're legends. Mykah, what have you been watching? Let's just before we get into Iron Giant, you just stated before you've been watching movies, multiple movies a day.
Yep. You know what? I watched Jaws.
Hey,
this was for a podcast. Jasha and I appeared with our good friend
Brackenurse
on Autopsy of a Horror Movie, his fantastic horror movie podcast, for one of the best horror movies of all time. That'll come out early August, so subscribe to the feed. Keep your eyes and ears peeled and tuned for it.
I'm going to keep my ears peeled and my eyes tuned for
the
Jaws episode.
I also...
have you watched anything that's not homework?
Yeah. Starship Troopers.
That's pretty much homework. We talked about it in that Jaws episode.
Yeah, and I went home and studied up.
Are you watching anything for fun?
Starship Troopers. It's great.
What do you think of Starship Troopers? That's a monster movie.
It's a monster movie. It is such a cool movie. I am a professed sci-fi fan. It's like my favorite genre of movies, of books. Even though I barely watch any sci-fi movies. I guess we watched The Iron Giant. That's a sci-fi.
It's a sci-fi.
Look at that.
Superman was a sci-fi. Power Rangers was a sci-fi.
I guess we are... I mean, most of Godzilla movies are sci-fis, right?
Yeah.
But real fantastic movie. And I forget that it's the movie that Denise Richards, who we saw as Tammy and Tammy and the T-Rex, that's like her big famous movie. Mm-hmm. And she actually acts well in it.
She acted well in Tammy and the T-Rex. Did you see that last scene?
She did. It was a good movie. I love it. Apparently there is a video game that came out a few years ago on Starship Troopers, and it's genuinely really good. I need to check it out.
Because Helldivers is pretty much like Starship Troopers as well, I think, the premise.
Maybe a little bit more... I was going to say a little bit more militaristic, but I guess that is what Starship Troopers is.
How were the bugs? How big were the bugs?
Pretty freaking big.
Pretty big? There was like a big like wormy one at the end?
Yeah, the mind bug.
The mind bug.
I really like that movie doesn't have like a conclusive ending. It's a classic humans versus aliens story in this huge intergalactic war. And it doesn't end with the humans finally defeating the bugs once and for all. They get a tactical advantage in the battle by liberating a planet and capturing the mind bug. And then the movie ends, which I really like. It makes the world feel much, much bigger.
You have to watch the sequels to figure out how it goes.
It's one of those franchises where apparently every odd-numbered movie is really, really good, and every even-numbered movie is...
Talking about sequels, Mykah, I have been diving deep into Deathstalker. Have I talked about Deathstalker on the show?
I don't think you have.
Guys, this is my new obsession. We remember James Bond Jasha. We remember Puppet Master Jasha. Jasha's of the past. Planet of the Apes Jasha? Never heard of him. Doesn't exist anymore. I am Deathstalker Jasha right now and for the foreseeable future.
What is this?
80s sword and sorcery, half-naked guy
running
around, slashing up other dudes. It is just perfect. I think I've talked about my love for Hawk the Slayer before. It is like Hawk the Slayer on steroids.
It looks like Hawk the Slayer, Conan.
Hawk the Slayer literally on steroids, as in the main guy. I do not know how his muscles look like that.
On steroids.
But the thing I love most about the first and second Deathstalker movies is
how many are there?
There's 4 of them. The last 2 was straight to video. I just watched the third one. It was pretty bad. But the first 2 Deathstalkers, they're just so self-referential and just make fun of themselves so much. The first Deathstalker, and this is like, it's so stupid. The main character just gets with every single woman he sees to the point where it's like almost rapey. And it's like, ugh, this is gross to watch. But the second Deathstalker movie makes fun of the character being like that and like belittling him for acting that way and like punishing him for being the way he was in the previous movie, actively
Is it the same actor of the main character?
Different actors every Deathstalker movie.
Imagine being in this. Is this a series where every second entry, every even-numbered entry is...
It might be. It might be. The second one's so good at like, just tears apart all the things the original Deathstalker did badly, plays off the premise.
So funny.
There is a race in this Deathstalker franchise of pigmen, men with pig faces, and they're my favorite parts of the movies. Just there'd be like this big arena fight, and then they'd be like, oh, who's Deathstalker facing off with? And it's just this huge guy with a pig face. He's like eating meat, eating pork.
Good mascot suits.
Good
costumes.
suits. In the first two.
Tell me a bit about the third one.
Third one, Deathstalker and the Warriors from Hell. No budget at all. Deathstalker looked terrible. There is like a 5-minute sword fight sequence at the end that I think everyone says online is like the worst sword fight ever put to film. And it's two guys, you know, like Kirk in Star Trek when he goes up against the Gorn.
Yeah.
And it's like the most slow-mo fake fighting ever. It's like that, but slowed down 50%. And it looks more like they're slow dancing than actually like trying to kill one another.
Did you add it to your letterboxd list of movies with abhorrently long?
No, I do have a
fight
letterbox.
scenes?
I do have a letterbox list of two protagonists fighting each other for way too long for no reason.
What's in there? I know They Live.
They Live's in there. There was a Western called The Skin Somethings, The Head Skinners, The Scalp Hunters. Scalp Hunters.
Yeah.
Also in there is the Monster Hunter movie. Because there's a big time at the start with both the main protagonists just have the big fight in his lair.
Favorite genre of movie.
Yeah, there's a few of them in there, but no, this was antagonist versus protagonist. Still terrible.
Would you recommend watching these movies?
Watch Deathstalker 2.
Not one?
Watch one. It's all right. It's pretty sleazy, but the second one is so good. It's just like a parody film and a fun fantasy flick. And again, it just like references everything that made the first movie bad in such a fun way. It's just so.
Let me get this straight. So you're coming to the show saying, "Hey, throw aside Planet of the Apes, every other thing you've been obsessed with.
Yeah.
In this 4-movie series, you've really enjoyed one of the movies."
Deathstalker 2, amazing. Deathstalker 1, pretty fun.
Wait, what did you rate 1?
3 out of 5. Deathstalker 2 is good. 3 and 4 I haven't seen 4 yet. 3 had a really good soundtrack.
Imagine me coming to the show being like,
They're making a new one now. New Deathstalker comes out in a couple months.
Imagine me coming to the show being like, Jasha, I have been obsessed with the Earbuds franchise. But you know, the second one was good, and there's a new one coming out, which there genuinely is.
But Mykah, the new Deathstalker, you don't understand this. The new Deathstalker, directed by the guy who directed Psycho Goreman.
Yeah, but the new Airbud movie, the one directed by
Exactly.
Brad Bird, who knows?
But is Airbud, Mykah, sword and sorcery? You ever heard of it? Guys out in the middle of nowhere, slaying monsters, wizards popping up and doing some magic, damsels in distress, or other damsels not in distress that are even stronger than the men, saving the men and pulling them out.
Jasha,
Dragons,
puppies on the
fireballs,
paws shooting who?
trolls. There was a little guy in a cave in the first Deathstalker that was like puppeted, and then he jumped in the water and then came out a man. You don't see that in an Airbud.
Maybe you're right. I haven't seen Airbud.
Sword and sorcery is my favorite
I haven't seen
genre.
any of these movies.
I'm a sword and sorcery guy. That's it.
I believe you.
Forever, never changing.
Never
no
changing.
other franchise. I'm going to.
Jasha's not going to watch any movies.
The 5 Deathstalker movies.
This is the last episode of the podcast. Jasha's not watching any non-sword and sorcery movies.
I've got Beastmaster 2 ready to go.
Can we talk about Iron Giant, Jasha?
Yeah, we can. But first, thank you, patrons. Thank you for supporting the show week in and week out. I just want to shout out our Odo Island patrons, Mykah. I know you just want to brush them aside and move on to the Iron Giant talk.
I want to brush sword and sorcery aside.
You don't care about the patrons like I do. Connor, my best friend. Frogurt, an icon. G. Kira, my best man at my wedding. Nerkles, godparent to my future children. Michael, he's an acquaintance. Rich, fellow podcaster. Jacob, karaoke king. Shaun, biggest supporter of the show, Mykah. Shaun, you remember Shaun? Ron's okay. I don't actually care that much about Ron. Matt, our cousin. Mykah, he's blood. JBSpino, my favorite JB.
He's my cousin, actually.
JBSpino?
Yeah.
Emma? I can't even say anything about Emma. They're so awesome. JB Mason, my favorite JB.
Oh, my least favorite JB.
Those are our Odo Island patrons. And I know, I just want to take the time out. You want to brush them aside every episode. Every time we come to record, Mike's like, delete that part of the document.
You just spent 10 minutes.
It needs to be said. Time needs to be taken.
I'm talking about the patrons next episode.
Patreon.com/Podzilla if you want to join the ranks of these legends.
Jason will spend a minute talking about your relation to him.
Yeah.
The Iron Giant.
The Iron Giant. Box office bomb.
Huge failure.
Huge failure.
I don't think it was that huge. Budget of 70-ish million, made back 20-ish million. I guess that is a pretty...
50 million to 30 million.
Oh. 50 million to 30 million.
Budget of 50 million. Made 30 million. You keep away from the numbers. Stick to nursing. Stick to nursing. Do you want me to bring us in?
Yeah, please.
For this.
I just also, all cards on the table. I've just come off a night shift and I slept like 1 hour. Jaisha saw me yesterday morning. I've had like 3 hours consistent sleep since then. Because I had an appointment I had to make at midday today.
Mykah, I slept for like 12 hours last night.
You're just shoving your sleep in front of my face. Get it out of here.
And somehow I think you're the
privilege.
one who's not sounding crazy right now. The Iron Giant. It's 1957, and the small town of Rockwell is worried about the Cold War, about Sputnik, about atomic holocaust, duck and cover, the bombs are coming down. However, it's not the Russians that disrupt their quiet little town. It's an Iron Giant who loves chewing on metal and unwillingly causing destruction wherever he goes. Hogarth, a wild young boy with a love for adventure and a knack for causing trouble, somehow befriends this giant metal man and fills his head with stories of heroes, stories of Superman, and makes him believe that he's more than just a monster. Hogarth and the Iron Giant also get close to Dean, a talented, eccentric artist who runs the local junkyard. Everything is great. Pool parties, arts and crafts, lots of espresso. But all that changes when G-Man Kent Mansley comes to town. And G-Man Kent Mansley calls the military in to get rid of this robot. Acting against his weaponized impulses, the Giant ultimately proves he is a hero. He is worthy of Superman when he saves the town and sacrifices himself, colliding with a nuclear missile sent by Kent Mansley himself. In the wake of his sacrifice, Hogarth finds himself making friends easier. Dean and Hogarth's mother find love, and the town erects a statue to honor the Iron Giant.
What does G-Man mean? Is that a proper title?
Government man.
Oh my gosh, Half-Life makes sense now.
I learned it from X-Files back in the day, because Fox would always be like, that guy's a G-Man.
This is a good place to start, actually. Kent Mansley.
Kent Mansley.
Why does he look like Conan O'Brien? That's all I could see when watching this movie.
I love how Kent Mansley looks, how narrow his face is, how pointy his chin is.
His body's like normal sized. He's just got a pinhead.
Just animation as a medium. I love how you could so drastically change people by just shifting the way that their face looks from one another.
Bring me back those hand-drawn caricatures.
Yeah. We need them on screen.
You know what? I'll stand up in the crowd. Give me back hand-drawn caricatures.
All right. I'll see what I'll get on
Maybe
the phone.
I do need sleep. This was fun to watch this. This movie was such a core part of our childhoods. I haven't seen it in probably a decade and a half.
That's shocking to me. I've consistently watched it, I think, maybe every 3 or 4 years. I remember going to the movies with the re-release and taking our sisters to see it.
When was that?
Must have been like 2016 or something.
Oh, wow.
Who knows what you were up to?
Probably sleeping.
Sleeping so much when you were younger to get ready for now and you still weren't ready.
I've banked up on my sleep. I'm using those reserves now.
It's not working, Mykah. The reserves are out.
No, this movie was such a core part of our childhoods to the point where I was watching this and there are some small scenes like Kent Mansley's on the phone and he looks over and sees that there's a oven mitt with a weird face on it. And I saw that and I'm like, oh man, that's been in my subconscious floating around for the past 10 years.
I know. We watched it so often, or at least I did. And then when like Ready Player One came out and Iron Giant was such a pivotal part of it, I was like, oh, it's close to my heart. That's there for me. And then when Multiverses, do you remember Multiverses?
I never played it. Did you?
I played a bit of it, but man, that game was cursed from the start. It was Warner Brothers' big like platform fighter. And it came out in early access. And then all the character list leaked for it, and it was like all these cool Lord of the Rings characters and Game of Thrones characters, and like I think Godzilla and Kong were on there. And then I think they had to change their roster. None of those characters ever came out. It got pulled from early release. It actually came out, and then the servers went down for a year, and then they re-released it, and then they canceled it.
Well, it wasn't early release for so long that people were like, "Oh, this game is awesome," and then it just was cut off from everywhere. You couldn't download it. So when it came back, people were like, oh, this game that we had all already played is back again. But we've all already played it.
And like, oh, brand new character everyone's been waiting for. Black Adam. Oh, brand new character everyone's waiting for. Not Wonder Woman, but another lady from her Amazonian
Oh, really?
location.
They didn't use Wonder Woman?
I think she was already in it. They were just adding such stupid characters, and they only ever had one Game of Thrones character, no one from Lord of the Rings. But Mykah, they did have Iron Giant, and I mained Iron Giant, and I played this game so consistently for about a year, jumping in, getting all the special effects. Yeah.
I want you to pull up your Steam account
I was
right
gold.
now.
I played it on my Xbox. I was gold on Iron Giant. I got every outfit for him, his Superman outfit, his tropical outfit. I unlocked the screen where the huge wave washes over the whole stage.
Nice.
If you win the match and you see Dean float past. It was I was into it, and that was ripped from me. But like Iron Giant's just always been so close to me. I've loved the story. I never realized it was based on a book. The Iron Man.
Yeah. Changed because of Marvel.
Was it?
They weren't sued or anything, but they didn't want to bring out the Iron Man movie.
Yeah,
in 1999.
Yeah, fair enough. But it was really good to revisit it as well, because some of it I remember so vividly, others I don't. And I remember as a kid, and still now, I just love Hogarth as our main character. First, what a name.
Hogarth Hughes.
Hogarth Hughes. I think I'm going to have to name one of my kids Hogarth one day.
Are we locking it in?
Name. Let's lock it in. Should we get my wife in the room or nah? Locked in?
Locked in.
Locked in.
We'll tell her about it later.
We'll tell her about it later. I think it's such a cool name. But this kid who just feels like such a loner spends all his free time like putting whipped cream into Twinkies, watching old like sci-fi movies on the TV.
He's such a relatable kid because we're told throughout the movie that he has been moved up a grade because he was too smart.
Yeah.
He was doing his homework. Sorry.
Yeah.
And because of that, he's just getting bullied all the time when he's at school and spends so much of the movie just hanging out with himself, at least before he meets the Iron Giant. He's just wandering around the forest. When he finds traces that aliens might have attacked, he goes out hunting by himself.
So adventurous.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of myself a little bit, like just running off into the woods to like play an imaginary game, or just being so enthralled by all these old like horror, sci-fi, black and white films.
Jasha's there setting up a tent in the living room.
Yeah.
Filling up his Twinkie with whipped cream.
Man, is that a thing?
I've never tried this. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh man, am I going to my dairy right now?
Because famously, we don't have Twinkies in New Zealand.
Yeah, we do.
We do, but they're like sold separately in the odd dairy.
Yeah.
Like
I think it was a huge, in like 2015 or something, there was a huge monumental moment where Twinkies came to New Zealand. And I missed out. I think I had my first full Twinkie a few weeks ago that I bought at the dairy.
You were sleeping in 2015.
Yeah, I slept right through it.
How was your Twinkie?
It was all right.
It's such such a staple of America, I feel, Twinkies.
Is it?
And I never even thought that you could put whipped cream in it. That's blowing my mind.
I still don't think you can. I think this is communist propaganda.
It looked good.
Feels so much whipped cream.
You think the Iron Giant is communist propaganda?
Russian propaganda.
Yeah.
Government propaganda. I think the G-Man's coming to my... If I put that nozzle in the Twinkie, that G-Man is rocking up to my door saying, hey, Kid Mansley from the government, whatever his
Kid Mansley
catchphrase
from the
is.
government.
Over and over again. I'll do it. I'm not going to go to sleep after we finish this episode. I'm going to go to my dairy, get some whipped cream, get a Twinkie.
I don't believe it.
Have the time of my life.
You're going to fall straight to sleep. I think the characters across the board are just fantastic. I think, like, all of them are so fun and interesting and different in their own ways. And so different, again, than other characters you'd see in animated movies at the times.
They're all so realistic.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Dean.
Dean's realistic.
What do you think of Dean? Because he's like my fave.
Up until today, I thought he was voiced by the man, the myth, the legend,
Jeff Goldblum. Because he looks so much like him.
I was thrown for a loop when Harry Connick Jr. showed up on my letterbox. Like, actually, I was reeling from it. I felt like my childhood was a lie. Dean's nice. Dean's fun. I'm a big fan of Annie.
Yeah.
His mum.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Wow. Never would have thought.
You know my favorite. This is going off track a little bit. You know who my favorite character in the movie is?
Who?
The town.
Okay.
The location.
Oh, all right.
The area. I don't know which
Let's
state
dig
this
into
is
it.
in.
Roswell?
Where is Roswell?
Is it
It's not Roswell.
No, it's Rockwell.
Rockwell. Where is Rockwell? Let me pull up Google Maps.
Where is Rockwell? Surely a fictional town.
Rockwell, Texas.
No,
that's Rockwall.
This is a fictional town.
Rockwell, North Carolina.
I think it's Rockwell near Nevada.
Is this Rockwell, NC, North Carolina? Rockwell City, Iowa? Rockwell neighborhood in Beaumont, Texas?
Rockwell off the coast of Maine.
Maine? Okay.
So, but let's drill down into this, Mykah. Your favorite characters of the city of Rockwell. All right.
No, I feel like
the rock and the tree. The rocks and the trees.
They're great. No, I think the location that this movie is set in is so pivotal to what makes this movie for me. As someone who, a lot of New Zealand is bush areas, but most of this movie is set in the forest. Mm-hmm. And ever since watching it, I realized that, like, my dream area to live would be in a place like this.
Small town,
just a little small town with a diner next to a forest. Oh, the dream.
I love how efficient this film is as well, because you see a lot of Rockwell. You meet all the characters instantly. Like, I'm pretty sure Hogarth and Dean meet in the first 10 minutes, and then by 10 minutes, Hogarth's met the Iron Giant out near the power station in the forest. So you've already, like, met most of the main characters except for the G-Man. Hogarth and Iron Giant have already started this relationship. You already know Rockwell pretty well. You know Hogarth doesn't have many friends. He's very, like, he's him with the squirrel, I think, is a really good.
It's a great introduction.
The squirrel is such a great moment because it introduces it to Hogarth that he wants to make friends, right? He wants to make friends, but he doesn't have any. You meet his mother, who's, like, trying her best, and he's trying her best, trying to be the best mother for him, but struggling. And you meet Dean in the first 10 minutes when he's instantly is, like, on Hogarth's side and wanting to cover up for him, and instantly stands up for the old man who everyone thinks is crazy, just to, like, back him up and just to support someone who needs it.
Real great intro scene to show us all the main players of the game.
Yeah.
I think other than that, like you said, there's the Iron Giant, but then G-Man and the General, I'd say, are the only other ones.
Yeah.
But they fill such classic roles in the movie that whenever we see a new character on the screen, you so instantly know what they're trying to do with them. It's great. I love that diner scene.
What is the Iron Giant? Do we ever learn? Is it he's an alien?
Well, Jasha,
an alien from space?
You mentioned that you saw the re-release with our sisters.
Yes.
In 2016.
I did.
There was a re-release of the movie called the Signature Edition, or the Director's Cut, that had 2 extra scenes in. One of them was a little, I guess, an earlier scene of Annie Hughes and Dean.
Oh.
A little bit of romantic tension between them.
Please.
But there was also a scene called The Giant's Dream, in which, when the Iron Giant is asleep in the junkyard and Dean's asleep in front of his TV, something happens. Some Bluetooth transmission between the TV and the giant connects, and we see the giant's dream on the TV, and it shows an army of these giants destroying what seems like an alien city.
Sent from space? You see planets?
You see planets. You see a planet exploding, which I think I like that it's not in the main cut of the movie because it does leave it up to interpretation. And I think I like just how small scale the movie feels because of it.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right? Because I was thinking afterwards, well, like I would love a sequel, but I don't really know where you'd go with a sequel because it's so small town and it's about the small town finding out about the Iron Giant.
The movie ends with we see earlier in the movie when the giant is hit by a train that a few body parts of him, an arm, a leg, some screws, all start almost like honing.
Homing?
Honing?
They home in.
They hone in?
A homing device.
I think it's hone in.
They go back to home. They don't go to hone.
Oh.
A honing device.
They are called back to the main body of the giant. And that's one of the big kind of plot twist, kind of reveals right at the end of the movie where the general of the army ends up sending Hogarth the only remaining piece of the giant that was found, a little screw.
Screw from the jaw.
And it's a big, nice moment in the end where when Hogarth is trying to sleep, you see that the screw ends up blinking and trying to get out, and he lets it out of his window and it starts rolling along, and we see the giant coming back together in Antarctica or someplace.
Yeah, somewhere snowy.
This movie, for me, was always the movie, I guess after seeing movies, it might just be Brad Bird, movies like Incredibles as well. After watching those, they end with a big event happening.
Yeah.
In The Incredibles, the Underminer comes along and it cuts off right as they're about to start fighting. And those two movies, I was always thinking to myself, oh, the sequel is going to come one day. Far off in the distance, it's going to happen. And I like that the Iron Giant doesn't have a sequel.
Because there's a sequel book, The Iron Woman,
The
or
Iron
The Iron
Woman.
Lady.
Yeah.
But I had a look.
It's so different from...
The plot synopsis is wild. It's about like this Iron Woman who is very environmentally friendly and hates how we as humans aren't, and like goes to a factory somewhere and turns men into ooze so that they can feel
Ivan?
what it feels like to be like trash thrown into the ocean.
I smell a little book club coming on.
But it's like so wildly different to what the Iron Giant is like. But the Iron Giant himself in this, such a distinct, iconic look, and Vin Diesel's performance.
Is this the first big, what would you call him? I guess he's still sentient. It's another Groot role for him.
Yeah, I think he definitely would have got in Groot because of this. Like seeing his voice work, it's really special. I can never hear Vin Diesel when I'm watching the Iron Giant. Like he just disappears into the Iron Giant for me.
Can you give me a quick Iron Giant line?
Rock. No, he says it in such a weird way. Rock.
He just sounds so grindy.
Rock.
They really delivered on making him feel mechanical.
Rock. Yeah, I can't even like do an Iron Giant. Superman. No, the gun is fired. Hashtag the gun is fired. Yeah, the Iron Giant is just such a lovable character as well. I love instantly how we're just having so much fun with him when Hogarth like calls his mum crazy or is like, she's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Iron Giant mimics him. And like from the start as well, when he accidentally stuffs up the train tracks and then goes to like fix them.
Such a good character moment for him.
And Hogarth's like, no, we gotta hide. But he's like stays behind and he's like putting his eye to the ground and lighting up the train tracks, making sure that they're perfect. And he ends up getting hurt because of it. And then later, every scene with him's so good, but the deer scene, which is heartbreaking and like shocking to me. And I remember being shocking as a kid as well.
Yeah.
When the Iron Giant and Hogarth see this deer and how innocent it is. And the Iron Giant's like able to get his finger close to it, and it brushes up against his finger. And they just like have this beautiful moment with the deer. And instantly they hear a gunshot, and they see that some hunters have killed the deer, and the hunters run off out of fear for the Iron Giant. And I remember even like kid me not being able to wrap my head around why they would kill the deer. And even like adult me, I'm like, what do you do in this situation? What would Hogarth do, right? How do you explain this to a robot? How would you... it still baffles the brain for such a simple thing that happens, because such an innocent life like the deer's that was taken by humans out of game, right? Out of hunting. Obviously a bad thing. Is it? A deer getting shot for a game? I don't know. But then the Iron Giant instantly realizing that the deer's dead, that innocence is gone, and like you see his red eyes flaring up a bit for the hunters. And it's like, how do you explain to something so innocent like the Iron Giant not to get revenge or not to kill because something's killed because of, I don't know. It's just such an interesting...
It's probably my biggest takeaway, and one of the things that I really appreciate most about this movie now is just how much it tries to tackle those huge themes for being essentially a child or a family movie. I know that the movie was originally made because I think it was Brad Bird's sister ended up being killed by her ex-husband.
Oh, whoa.
Through being shot, gun violence.
Oh my gosh.
And so for him, he was creating it, and that moment was such a pivotal part for the creation process for him, thinking, you know, what if this gun had a soul and didn't want to kill, was essentially the thesis for the film.
Because he literally calls himself a gun.
And even I forget his name, John Hughes, I think, was the one who wrote the book, but he wrote that as a way to explain or try to work through the suicide of his wife.
Oh my goodness.
And try to discuss that with his children. So for both the iterations of this movie, both the adaptations, there's always been a really close to home point of death as a very crucial part of the narrative. And this movie, it doesn't have an answer for it.
No.
Right after that scene with the deer, which again is, I think Brad Bird talked about how the Bambi movie was such a iconic and scary moment of his childhood. How in that movie, Bambi's parents are killed, and then instantly it cuts to, you know, the birds singing in a different scene. And he said how he was really angry about how quickly the tonal change happens, and how he felt really angry at the birds for not letting the death of the mother deer kind of sit with the audience for a little bit. And that's what he wanted to change about this film, is actually, instead of having it quickly cut away, stay on it for a long, long time and try work through it. And I really like how the conversation with Hogarth ends up being like, killing is bad, death isn't bad, everybody dies, I'm going to die one day, you might die, he doesn't know. I mean, the Iron Giant has a soul, and I love that conversation around trying to explain a soul to the Iron Giant. And again, for a kid, like, that's a really complex thought to try and communicate.
Yeah. And the whole thing with the Iron Giant, anytime he sees a gun or a weapon, his like directive almost, or his programming, makes him instantly red eyes, go into his more like militaristic weaponized form and just shoot at it, no matter who's holding it or what it is. And at the end of the day, it's a story about like him learning to act outside his natural like instincts or impulses and be better. And I feel like from the human's perspective as well, you've got Ken Mansley and you've got the government who like something new and something different instantly is like a threat and is instantly dangerous, and their natural instinct almost, or their impulses to gun it down or to get rid of it or to bomb it.
Yeah, a big point for this movie is the launch of the Sputnik probe.
Yeah.
From the Russians, which the Americans were led to believe was spying on America whenever it was going around the Earth.
The Cold War backdrop's so interesting. I didn't realize how prevalent it was for like all the kids in the classroom being made to watch that like duck and cover stuff.
Yeah.
But even from Dean's perspective, who's a cool character who you really grow to love, again, eccentric, but his first response is one of danger and one of hey, multiple times he like starts to trust the robot, then realizes what it is and tries to tear it away. But I love how Hogarth is the one who's like natural instincts and behavior is one of like friendship and kindness, and he is the kid. And that's kind of what brings everyone together at the end is this hopefulness.
Yeah, he's almost untainted by that Cold War backdrop.
Yeah, exactly. He's untainted by it, and he's still like reading about heroes and just wanting to. It's such
Superman.
An interesting
Superman. One of my favorite moments is right at the end, and it was intentional, but when the Iron Giant is trying to stop the missile that was launched, he doesn't use his weapons to destroy it. He sacrifices himself because he doesn't want to become that gun for any purpose after his big rampage through the town.
Yeah. And I love how I love how easily everyone starts to trust the Iron Giant as well. Like he comes into town, saves some kids, and everyone starts to
everybody
love him.
except the government is on his side.
Yeah, and even the rest of the government, as soon as they like catch what's going on, it's Kent Mansley who
freaking Kent,
dude, when he sends the bomb down on them at the end,
I'm such a great moment.
What is this guy up to?
It's such an interesting but compelling scene as well. As soon as he calls in that strike from the Nautilus, the ship with the missile, in a moment, everybody's thoughts turn towards, hey, we're all going to die in this town. Kent has just launched essentially a nuke on this area, and all of us are going to die because of it. People aren't running away except for Kent. They so quickly and so quietly accept their fate.
Yeah.
It's, because they're so used to that threat of bomb strikes with the Cold War backdrop. This movie has so many themes, Jasha.
Putting the themes aside, maybe my favorite scene in all the cinema.
It's the hand, isn't it?
It leads into the hand. No, it is the hand. It's everything at the house
it's the bathroom scene.
It's the bathroom scene. It's the prayer scene when he's giving grace at the table and he's going like, "Dear Lord, I pray that you'll protect us and stop the devil, and get out of here, Satan." It's just so funny. And then when he ends up finding the Iron Giant's hand, like flushing the toilet and playing with the toilet paper, quickly
genius to make it act like a dog.
Yeah,
genius.
But then him playing off that he's actually going toilet, and when his mum and Kent barge in, and then they get so like, oh, no, sorry. And they close the door. And I just love how Kent's face gets smushed in the door in that moment too. It's just so consistently funny. Like the little gags when Hogarth originally asks Dean to keep the Iron Giant at his junkyard. And then Dean just so like no reaction except to pour out his coffee, walk inside. And we just get this title card of 37 minutes
The only title
later.
card of the movie.
Just out of nowhere. It's so much fun. It's just so funny.
It's such a tight movie.
I
think every single scene in this movie works and is used for a purpose and fits so neatly and so nicely in creating this bigger picture.
80 minutes too, and again sets everyone you need to know up 10 minutes in and gets us started with the plot. Yeah.
Favorite character? Dean?
I love Dean. Yeah, I really like Dean. I love the whole thing with his art, and then instantly he like clicks into being against the Iron Giant to being with him when he realizes like it could help him with his art. But then he's being such like an awesome father figure for Hogarth as well, because we see, I think only fleetingly, images around Hogarth's home of someone in like a plane.
A pilot's uniform. It's actually never held on to for long.
No.
Never focused on.
But kind of implied his dad died in the war in some way. So I love Dean stepping in as this father figure, but also just a really good friend to Hogarth when he needed one. Just love him begrudgingly like going out while they're going swimming. And
yeah, I don't really have any gripes with this movie, but the movie ends with that Iron Giant statue erected in the town, and then it shows that Dean and his mum kind of get together.
yeah.
And I don't really like the fact that Dean becomes his essential father.
You like him more as a friend?
I like him more as a friend.
But he's got friends now.
Yeah.
Dean was there when he needed it.
The whole time and a moment in his life.
The whole play when Kent Mansley calls the government, he gets on to what Hogarth was doing with the Iron Giant, and he sits down to watch Hogarth in bed.
Oh, great scene. I forgot about this.
Hogarth puts on a helmet. Might have been his dad's helmet, now that I'm thinking about it. Like a pilot helmet. Turns over on his side, and then Kent watches him till the early hours in the morning, but then looks up as Hogarth walks past him and is like, morning. And he's out of bed while the helmet's still in bed. And then you realize that he was up at night, and they did this really smart play to do the Iron Giant up in the junkyard as if it was a piece of art that Dean had done.
Yeah, which so quickly, puts truth to the fact that everybody in the town has been talking about seeing this giant.
Yeah.
It's just Dean's newest piece of work.
So good. Everything with Kent Mansley I found so fun. The quick montage of him asking Hogarth for things in every
It's such a good way to characterize him at the end of every sentence, calling him a different name. What do you think, champ? What do you know, buckaroo?
Buster, slugger. he's so
it's like trying to be a father figure. But really badly doing it.
He puts his hat on him and it's like, oh, there you go, pretend you're a gangster. Who is this? Kent Mansley. Kent Mansley.
Although I did like the scene with them eating their sundaes in the diner, using that chocolate laxative.
And then we get another montage of Kent Mansley going to different investigative sites and just always needing to use the bathroom.
I'm surprised they leaned that heavily into it. You know what? This is my nursing knowledge coming out.
Okay.
There's no way the small amount of chocolate sprinkled onto Kent's sundae gave him nearly anywhere near that amount of bowel problems.
You tried laxatives before?
Yeah.
You tried chocolate laxatives?
Dude, in the hospital, we give this thing called glycoprep to our kids through an NG tube. We pump them with almost 800 mils every hour is the ideal rate of this laxative fluid being flushed through your system.
How quickly do they need to poop?
Usually pretty quickly.
As quickly as Chocolax?
No. Even with medical grade laxatives.
Dude,
this few sprinkles of chocolate is doing more work.
I hate Kent Mansley so much, and I love him for that. He is such a bad dude. When he's at the diner, and he's just, going at Hogarth, standing up and backing him against the wall. Why didn't any of these other customers just stand up to him? What's this town doing?
Yeah.
Hogarth's got it rough.
If I lived in this town, if I lived in Rockwell off the coast of Maine, I would have stood up to Kent.
You would have done it?
Yeah.
You would. If Kent Mansley was in a restaurant the man you were at, and you heard Kent Mansley, would you turn around as a nurse and do something?
If I heard Kent say, hey, is anyone here a doctor? I've got bowel troubles. I would stand up and try and help him. Do you think there's a reason they called him Kent in a movie that has themes around Superman?
Nah.
Surely
nothing.
Because Kent Man?
Oh,
Lee, that just sounds so
Slee starts with an S.
Lee? Christopher Lee?
Christopher Ree?
Christopher Lee, Christopher Reeve?
Christopher Lee, Count Dooku, and Christopher Reeve?
There's something there.
We do, speaking of Superman, that's a direct connection to us talking about Superman the other week. We also got a Godzilla connection. Dean, when he sits Hogarth down for some espresso, says espresso is CoffeeZilla.
There we go.
1-to-1. This is Godzilla adjacent.
That's the end of the podcast, guys. Wrap it up there. That's all we need.
That's all we needed. We're in. We're in. That's it.
Jasha, I know that we can continue talking a little bit about the movie, but our very own patron, Matt Cross, nominated this movie.
Yeah.
Sent in a voicemail about it.
Yeah, shall we hear what he had to say?
Let's listen to what he wants to say about this movie.
Patron and cousin to us. Let's hear from Matt.
Patron first, cousin second.
Yeah. Very close to my heart. I don't know about yours.
Hey guys, Matt here. Big fan of the podcast and what you're doing. In the last episode, you covered the Power Rangers and noted that my sister, your cousin, Amy, almost was one. This is completely true. From memory, she got down to the final 2 for the yellow Power Ranger and only just missed out on the call. So I'm really excited to see you guys covering my pick for the theme, The Iron Giant. This is a movie I'm super fond of, has a lot of nostalgic feelings for me, and honestly I think holds up on a rewatch. It immediately popped into my head when you guys announced the theme of box office giants. I mean, giant is right there, right, in the name. But it led to a bit of controversy on the Discord, like you guys mentioned, as it actually was a big box office flop. I subsequently presented a set of what I think are pretty definitive arguments on behalf of said giant to the Discord, notably that if we consider tears as emotional currency, it definitely made bank compared to the others on the list. It also links to Superman, which you guys covered a couple of episodes ago, and was completely planned on my part. But in all honesty, guys, when I first thought about the movie as my pick for the theme, it didn't cross my mind that it wasn't actually a box office success. But I think that makes for a pretty interesting story. It's a universally acclaimed film on many best animated films list, and the director, Brad Bird, acknowledged that it was at the time one of the best rated films amongst test screening audiences. Ultimately, it seems like the marketing team dropped the ball, which led to it wildly underperforming at the box office and only making back something like $30 million against a $50 million budget. This was, of course, a giant surprise, and it subsequently built up a giant cult following when released on VHS and DVD. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for the opportunity to talk a little bit about my pick, The Iron Giant. I hope you both enjoyed the rewatch, and I have to say I'm really excited to start my role as the new Mykah. I've watched all of The Pit in preparation. I'm basically up to date on my Sanderson, wildly behind on my Letterboxd reviews, and all jacked up on Boss Coffee. So I feel ready.
I'm scared. He's coming at my throat.
We have some good potential replacements for Mykah. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Maybe future co-host of Podzilla.
I will say in the past 48 hours, I've had 2 cans of Boss Coffee.
Have you really?
Yep.
You're outdoing me.
I've watched 2 movies.
In the last 48 hours?
Yeah.
Okay, you better keep this up or else I know who I'm going to call to replace you. And
I'm looking in my rearview mirror. Objects are closer than they appear.
Our cousin nearly was the Yellow Ranger. Look at that.
I always told everybody that she was nearly the Pink Ranger.
Look at us. We're just being sexist.
So what's the phrase? Spit on my face.
Okay. Yeah.
What is it? Gum on... I don't know. Egg on my face.
It's egg on our faces. The Yellow Ranger. No, I think it's so good that this got nominated because I would have sworn that this did well before actually learning about it. It's like I heard so many of my friends talking about it. Again, it's such an iconic robot, an iconic figure. I don't know if Warner Brothers Animation did much else. They did Cats Don't Dance. Do you remember that? We also had that on VHS.
That's not Aristocats.
No.
It's Cats Don't Dance.
Cats Don't Dance. I don't know. But I don't think Warner Bros. Animation took, like movie-wise, took off other than Looney Tunes stuff and those shorts.
No, it's really hard because I know that compared to other animated films at the time, like Tarzan is one where there were teasers for it promoted a year before its release. Promotion for this movie didn't start until 3 months prior to it releasing.
Yeah.
And probably the biggest thing that cut its viewership down was the fact that it came out at the same, I think, weekend that The Sixth Sense was released. Critically acclaimed movie.
All the kids going to see Sixth Sense.
That's the thing I don't get. All the parents go to watch it and then the kids are saying, can we watch The Iron Giant? And they're just pulling out their empty pockets.
No, thanks for saying it though, Matt. It's cool to be able to fit this into the theme. I think it works well. Because Mykah tears, I nearly welled up when the Iron Giant span Hogarth's words back around into his face when he's like, "You stay, I go, no following." At the end, when Hogarth said that to him earlier when he didn't want him to follow him home.
Yeah,
there's so many lines and little bits and things early in the film that are direct, like Chekhov's guns or just references.
Whoa!
That I know.
No guns here.
Sorry, no guns. But direct references to things I knew were going to be like brought up again later or said again later. And I just love the foreshadowing. And again, just like you said, it's such a tight movie and such like a full circle narrative, whereas everyone and every scene has a purpose to make something that feels really substantial.
I don't think that it was a breadcrumb to lead to anything bigger, but I didn't cry. No tears fell. But my eyes did well.
They welled?
No tears fell, but my eyes did well.
Didn't jerk, but you had your tear jerkers, your
wellies.
Your wellies? This was a welly film?
This was a welly. This is a welly film.
All right.
I need to make that as a new tag on the box. I welled right when Iron Giant was leaving and Hogarth finally says, I love you.
Yeah.
Out of the blue to him.
That was great.
That really made me emotional for some reason.
Man.
Just because he built such a close connection, and I guess throughout the movie, other than Dean, this is his first friend really that he makes.
Hey, you're forgetting about the squirrel, my man. Heading north.
He's heading north. I love Dean stepping up. I'm sorry, everybody, for what I'm about to do. Loves his fly.
Do you have any more trivia for the film?
Yeah, man.
Any other bits and pieces for us to get into?
Yeah, man. Let me bring up IMDb.
Excuse me?
What? You didn't hear anything. No.
Last episode you said you were going to know IMDb. Do I need to call Matt right now to drive up to Whangarei and replace you?
Yeah, maybe. Matt would use better, more consistent, more reliable sources.
Yeah.
I'm using the old reliable. There when you need it.
Okay.
Eli Marienthal voiced
Hogarth.
He hasn't really appeared in much since.
Such a distinctive voice. I love him.
Yeah, he's great. One of my favorite parts about his acting is there are a lot of scenes where he kind of mumbles lines whenever he answers the phone. This is Hogarth. Who are you speaking? It just feels realistic. I like it. Says he had a tough time making his voice shaky when he's riding the makeshift ride in the junkyard.
Whoa.
So Brad Bird had to get behind him and start shaking him. But
full method.
He asked his permission first.
Oh, that's always
just in
important.
case any of you were worried.
Thank you, Brad Bird. This is the type of trivia you get on IMDb. On Podzilla by association.
Hey, this is nice. I pulled up trivia, but I was still on the Deathstalker page.
Oh, yeah?
The first thing I see, Playboy Playmate Barbie Benton's last film role and last nude scenes.
Yeah.
I'm like, there weren't any nude scenes in the
Yeah, that was, she did a good job.
Oh my gosh, get out of here.
Can we dedicate the episode to her?
Yeah, please.
Dedicate it to Barbie Benson.
Jace the Iron Giant only says 53 words throughout the movie.
Whoa.
He went from Groot saying, I am Groot, and we are Groot in the first Guardians movie, right from this, 53 to 4.
Wow.
Crazy. And probably paid more for it too.
Yeah, I just love how much Vin Diesel's able to do, not with words, but with tone. I love it. I love Vin Diesel in this and as Groot, and then everything else I see him in, I'm just like, what the heck?
He really does well in animated movies.
Yeah, we need to put him in more.
Yeah.
More faceless animated roles.
About the Iron Giant itself, obviously the first full feature-length animated film to have a fully computer-generated character.
Was it?
Yep. Everything else in this movie is 2D, hand-drawn, except for him, which feels like it should be a little bit more jarring, but it isn't. One of the reasons for that is the company ended up making this program which gave all the giants lines this wobbly effect to make it a bit more similar to the actual hand-drawn lines.
Yep.
He's great. For the first fully CG in a hand-drawn movie, he looks fantastic.
I think he looks great. I think the animation across the board looks great. Like you were saying earlier, with all the forests in this film, all the backgrounds look incredible. And take us back. Why don't animated movies look like this anymore?
I've always wondered why there haven't been more movies that try to emulate this style of animation.
I know it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
In a day where every DreamWorks looks the same, every Pixar looks the same, it'll be cool to just go back to something a bit different. And we are getting them.
I know that movies like...
Flow was so different and good.
Flow was so different. Enchanted was a movie that was a little bit further forward in the timeline than a lot of the Disney Princess Enchanted movie.
Enchanted? The live action one?
Yeah, the live action one.
Oh, with animated segments.
It had animated segments
Yeah.
and those were a little homage to those old days. They weren't a huge part of the story, but when they were there, it was a nice little callback to it. I think the recent Disenchanted? Yeah, Disenchanted?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It did a similar thing. But it seems like companies nowadays are very happy to have smaller segments rather than full animated feature films.
Yeah.
But bring me back.
Yeah.
Bring me back.
We got to go back.
That's me, Jasha.
All right. Shall I look through my notes here, just see if I missed anything?
Dude, the Superman theme is in this movie.
Is it in it?
Right in the background when Hogarth is showing the giant his comic book collection.
I didn't even clock it. What was I doing?
Not listening.
Wasn't listening. I love every part with Kent Mansley, man.
Kent Mansley, man.
When he rocks up and just straight away his car is bitted into and taken away.
I love Kent Mansley.
Man, Kent, man.
I love Kent, man.
Love Mansley, man.
Did you have a favorite Kent Mansley moment?
Not a favorite Kent Mansley moment, but a shocking Kent Mansley moment when he knows that the Iron Giant has Hogarth safely in his hand, but turns straight away to his commander and says, "The Iron Giant just killed a kid." It's like a moment that I'm just like, dude, what is Kent's whole? He's just such a...
Jasha, why do you think Kent did that in that moment?
I don't know. I think he's just so scared and he's in over his head and he's blown this thing.
I don't think he's scared. He knows the truth.
But his name is on the line.
Kent Man.
The Mansley name is on the line, man. And he's called Washington and everyone's over here. And his whole drive has been to destroy this thing. And the only way that it was going to get done is if the general believed that he was still a threat. So I think he was just in over his head. He felt like he couldn't go back, so he panicked.
I would posit that he felt like his whole worth was wrapped up in capturing or killing the Screecher and getting the credit for it.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
Crazy.
But then when he turns tail and runs at the end.
Yeah. You know my favorite Kent moment?
Yeah. What does it mean?
When I said Kent, man. It was right when he's driving away from the Hughes house the first time. He's like, "Oh, Hogarth, what kind of name is that? Hogarth. Hog you. No, hog hug.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Mykah, I guess let's wrap it up with some ratings, eh? So, Mykah, we know, we're in downtown. We're in downtown Coolsville. Population us.
Coolsville.
We're in downtown Coolsville.
Can I just say Downstown would be such a great location name.
Downtown Coolsville, population us. But I just wanted to know, Mykah, how many bits of crunchy, delicious metal would you give this out of 5?
How many bits or bytes?
How many bites? How many bites of crunchy, delicious metal would you give the Iron Giant?
This is hard.
Be true to your heart.
This is hard. 4.5.
4.5 out of 5. 4.5 bites?
I want to
half a bite?
Yeah, I want to go in for that last nibble, that last chomp. But I feel like this movie just needs a little bit more. I wish that they had just had another 5 minutes of content.
Oh, you wanted it to be longer.
I just wanted more.
Tight.
It's like when you go to a restaurant and you have the best meal of your life, but you just wish you had more of it.
And then you choke, and then you say, "Hey, is there a doctor in the building?" And then Mykah doesn't show up.
And then Matt comes and he says, "Hey, I watched The Pit." Both vying for chest compressions.
I'm taking 5 big bites. Boom. Boom. No, I'm taking 5 bites of crunchy, delicious metal. This is such a nostalgic thing for me. And I just love every character, every joke. I think that how tight and how well-rounded and how fast it builds everything up in 80 minutes. The story is just really, really good. It's another film that just fills me up with hope, with hope for humanity afterwards.
This Movie that I'm showing my kids.
This is for sure a movie.
Buy a physical Blu-ray.
Yep.
Keep it in rotation.
Yeah. And just the Iron Giant as a monster. I love the guy.
Yeah.
I love the guy. I'll be the guy in Ready Player One who would be rocking the Iron Giant as my mech.
We need to watch that.
We
It's
do
got
need
so many things. Mechagodzilla versus Iron Giant.
Yeah.
We've got all the chess
now we
pieces
can
in
do it.
place.
Now we just need to watch Chucky,
Terminator,
cover a
Monty
Halo
Python,
game.
Holy Grail, Halo game.
There's a
Gosh,
lot
how
of
many
things
other-
we need to cover.
we can't cover Ready Player One until we've gotten every piece of referential material.
We got 2 more messages in our mailbag.
Oh.
We'll quickly get to those. We got one from G. Kira, who says, having never seen this movie before, I didn't know what to think going into it. I wasn't expecting it to take itself as seriously as it did, nor to have it hit you as hard in the feels like it did. I can definitely see why people say it's more art than a simple children's film. 3 crazy G-men out of 5. My question is, what would you do if you were in Hogarth's place and found a confused robot from outer space?
What wouldn't I do? I did the exact same thing as Hogarth.
Yeah?
Yep.
You,
You know what I'd do?
Yeah.
I'd show it the pit. I'd have it drink some Boss.
Yeah.
I'd create a letterbox account for it and make sure it doesn't log any movies.
Okay.
I want a third contender in this race for the Mykah spot.
Raise him up to replace you. I'll do the same as Hogarth as well, but I feel like I'd try and bring more people into it. But again, Hogarth didn't have anyone, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like I'd like to get like a gang of my friends and people like on the Iron Giant side so we can have a little team.
It's really cool at the
fighting
end
for
of the movie seeing how quickly everybody gets on the Iron Giant side, but also how the town gets a statue of the Iron Giant erected for them, and they're all super happy with that. He becomes like the hero of the town.
Yeah.
Literally saves all of their lives. Imagine another world where everybody in the town just has a giant roaming around the place.
For sure. Yeah, and I want to add to that as well, Jakira. I'm a huge fan of animated films. I do not think that animated and children's film go hand in hand. I feel like this has so much heart to it. And like, honestly, if you take most like Godzilla movies or things we've covered on the show, some of my favorites being Son of Godzilla, I'll take those at face value and say some of them are even more childish than Iron Giant. I think it's just another medium to tell a story, and the animation in this and the way they told it and the characters they were able to bring to life just works so well for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people absolutely wrongly see animation as a medium for children, unless it's explicitly like R16.
Some anime.
Yeah, honestly. But there are so many great, like really mature family animated movies that cover really strong themes. Watch Klaus when Christmas comes around. That's one of my favorite animated films of recent years.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio from a few years back we saw in theaters. That was another one that was just really, really great.
Yeah.
Flo and the Wild Robot from the most recent year.
The Wild Robot is actually a very, very similar movie, isn't it?
Very similar to this. Same kind of themes. But yeah, I can give it, if you're someone that doesn't necessarily jump at the chance to watch an animated film, give them a shot because you might find yourself surprised.
I still need to see Flo. That was the one movie from the recent Academy Awards that I was actually rooting for and wanted to see ever since I heard about it. Still haven't.
Do it. Potentially one we can cover on the show. The giant sea monster.
Is there?
Yeah. It's about like a collection of animals that all band together, but it's in this like...
I didn't know there was a sea monster,
It's in a
Jason.
different world than our own. And it's kind of like it kind of seems like I have not played it, but like a Legend of Zelda-like world with different like creatures and legends and stuff. So one of the animals that bands together is a sea monster.
I love that sentence by you. Kind of like a Legend of Zelda, but I haven't played it.
What I have seen of Legend of Zelda.
Same
vibes.
playing a Zelda game.
There's like runes carved into rocks and all that, you know.
All that classic Legend of Zelda.
Classic Legend of Zelda stuff. We have another message here from Kensuke Nakamura, who says, wanted to share that I went to GFS last weekend, completely unprompted. My nephew said that they wanted to go to cosplay as Skeleturtle. I thought it was going to be a deep cut, but every few minutes, someone excitedly stopped them to take a picture.
No way.
Like, I have some photos they sent us of Kensuke's nephew as Skeleturtle.
Oh my gosh. Wait, this is the coolest thing.
I think it's G-Fest, right? GFS? It must be a G-Fest. So cool.
I love that he's dressed up as a mascot, but then there's also another little Skeleturtle there on a table.
Yeah.
People love and know this thing.
Like
this
little
creature.
Little
this
cosplay and Skeleturtles.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Kensuke also says, I think that you two first made me aware of Skeleturtle, so I thought I'd send you a picture.
This is our domino effect.
This is it. Look, so cool.
if your nephew cosplaying as Skeleturtle is the one thing to come from doing this podcast, it has been worth it.
Kensuke also says, my sweetie dressed up as Kubota, and though he is my favorite humanoid villain of the whole series, only 2 people recognized him, and one was the other person cosplaying as Kabuta.
Now, I am very rusty on my Godzilla antagonist. Is he the cockroach?
Hey, yeah, you're right. Godzilla versus Gigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Kabuta.
Hey.
Oh, look at that. Mykah knows his stuff, guys. I think you've really redeemed yourself this episode, Mykah, with some really good nursing knowledge. Maybe the trivia was just a bit...
Yeah, I'll read up on it better next time.
We'll see how P-fans take that one. Next episode, we're going to be starting a brand new theme. We're out of box office giants, Mykah.
Going back to fortnightly episodes. Oh my gosh, it's going to be great.
To fortnightly episodes until something comes up and we want to do it anyway. But yeah, we're going back to fortnightly and we're starting a new theme. And listen, the big guys have had a chance to shine. We did big lizards. We did box office giants. A lot of big creatures, a lot of giants. We thought it was time to give the little guys a chance, to give them a little place in the spotlight. So our next theme is the little guys.
The little guys.
The little guys. We are doing something we've never done on Podzilla before, which is we've exclusively pretty much been big kaiju. And
we've done some little monsters before, surely.
You know, like Gorgo? Garu?
Yeah.
Garu is a favorite of ours.
Well, what's from the Turtle Christmas movie?
The Turtle Christmas Pokemon?
Pokemon's little for most of the movie.
Started off little, but we're going to do a whole theme of little creatures. And we're going to start off with Alien in 2 weeks. Because Alien 1979, iconic little guys. The chest burster, the face hugger. They are absolutely iconic. So we thought we'd start off the theme with Alien.
I love how we're like, yes, let's root for just the little guys.
Just the little guys.
It also has the classic Xenomorph in it.
Yeah, but when the Xenomorph shows up, I'm just going to be
like... We're not going to watch those scenes.
No, we're exclusively
We're watching the Alien Podzilla cut.
The Podzilla cut. The whole movie stops after the face hugger falls off. But yeah, join us in watching Alien. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Write into the show, podzillapod@gmail.com. The synopsis for Alien is, during its return to the Earth, commercial spaceship Nostromo intercepts a distress signal from a distant planet. When a 3-member team of its crew discovers a chamber containing thousands of eggs on the planet, a creature inside one of those eggs attacks an explorer. The entire crew is unaware of the impending nightmare set to descend upon them when the alien parasite planted inside its unfortunate host is birthed.
Classic movie, Jette.
Classic movie. And we're just in a world of more and more Alien movies. Alien Romulus came out recently. Alien Earth, the show, comes out next month. So
serious?
We're going to be watching that and probably mentioning that on the show a bunch too. So now's the perfect time to revisit Alien. I mean, Predator Badlands comes out in a few months, and the robot
trailer just released from that, right?
Trailer just released, and it's about a predator like finding this android, this broken android, and like putting her on his back as like a backpack, like Chewbacca to C-3PO.
Yeah.
And the android is a Weyland-Yutani android from the Alien universe. So we're just getting so much.
I haven't seen any Predator movies, but I'm thrown at the fact that we're having a Predator-centric protagonist.
Yeah.
Wild
idea.
to me. I like it.
Cool idea. But revisit Alien with us. Let us know. We're kicking off the little guys. If you are a member of our Odo Island tier on our Patreon, start thinking. Start thinking about movies with a little monster in it. Hey, we can redo one of the Rebirth of Mothras if you want us to, you know? We can see Gorgo again. We can experience Gorgo peeing on us. I mean,
No.
yeah, there's that point of view shot when he pees on us, right? We can experience that again as a collective if you guys want to. So start thinking. We'll get you to submit your movies next episode. But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Remember, guys, #you are not a gun.
Yeah. Hashtag Iron Giant, you are not a gun. We are not guns. Put down the gun. We'll know what you're talking about. For patrons as well, we're gonna talk about the recent San Diego Comic-Con Godzilla news, Mykah. I got some announcements for us to go through.
Nice.
But other than that, we will see you guys for Alien in a couple weeks.
Good. That's not a good joke to end on.
Well, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say goodbye sounding like the Iron Giant, but I can't do a good Vin Diesel.
Okay, you can give it a couple goes.
Goodbye.
Okay, wait, hold on. That was okay.
Can you do like a little mechanical...
How about, no, you do goodbye, I do goodbye, you do goodbye, I do goodbye, you do goodbye, I do goodbye, and we just, hopefully we'll get something good from there, right?
Yeah.
You guys tell us which goodbye was best.
Goodbye. 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 Can you emulate some like gears in the background? Just turning away?
Maybe.
3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
I need some mechanical things going.
I am Groot.
You do a goodbye. I'll be the middle.
Goodbye.
Once more. I think we nearly got it.
Goodbye.
Once more.
Goodbye. You couldn't even hear that with the Eye Giant. There was no mechanical noises.
First time he spoke,
You're making this up.
I heard the grinding
There's
of
no
gears.
grinding gears.
This movie really grinds my gears.
Mansley. Boo.